My first complaint with these cheaper Joy-Con shells is that the buttons seem to be really hard to push on some of them, especially the plus and minus buttons. This is just because of how cheaply they're made. Usually they're tighter rather than looser, which is good. It's much easier to fix that. So it's a pretty easy fix. What I do for this is I just push it in and out a little bit, and that can actually get it working. If that's not enough, you may need to sand it, depending how bad it is. You just want to make sure you don't sand it too much and end up like making it too big or scratching it. The next problem, and probably the worst problem for these cheaper Joy-Cons, is sliding it on and off. As you can see right here, it slides on and off really easily with the original ones, but not so much with these cheaper ones. Okay, to fix this common problem, you're just going to need to unscrew the screw holding on the back to the Joy-Con, and all you're going to need for this is just this back piece right here, and you're also going to need that razor blade. So what you're going to need to do is, you see these little plastic things sticking up right here and here. Those are actually getting in the way, so you're going to have to cut those off. You want to make it as flat as possible so that it can sit there properly. But you want to make sure not to scratch the back if you have a clear case. If it's not clear and you can't see through it, you can scratch it. It's fine. No one will ever see it. Okay, so as you can see right here, I've made it pretty smooth. This will usually fix the problem. If not, you may need to cut here and here a little bit off the side. For the bottom, I would suggest probably cutting it in half. For the top one, you have to be a little more careful because you do screw in a screw, and if you go too far, you can mess that up. After you finish this, it should look something like this. After you finish this, just go ahead and put it back together. Then test it out to make sure it works before you put the screws in. This brings me to my third and final point. The screws on the outside, which are called the security screws, they strip very easily, especially on the clones since it's harder to get it into the plastic. Because of this, I would suggest cutting in half. This made it much easier for me to screw it in fully so that there was no gap between the plastic.